The engines on Sir Topham Hatt's railway love Brendon docks. There's always lots of work to keep them busy, and they enjoy seeing new arrivals onto the island of Sodor. An exciting new arrival was an engine Cranky the Crane was unloading. It was heavy. "This makes my chain ache," groaned Cranky. "This is Harvey, the crane engine," Sir Topham Hatt said proudly. The other engines thought Harvey looked strange. Harvey was happy to be on the ground. He didn't like dangling from Cranky's arm at all. "These gentlemen are the railway board," Sir Topham Hatt said. "Tomorrow Harvey will give them a demonstration. If it goes well, he will join the railway." "What's a demonstration?" asked Percy. "Demonstration," said Thomas. "It's when you show off what you can do. Like when Thomas and I had a race," said Bertie. "Varoom, varoom." The next morning, Edward pulled into Wellsworth to start his work. He saw Harvey parked in a siding, looking very sad. "Excuse me," asked Edward. "What are you doing out here? Is something wrong?" "Well," said Harvey, "it's a terrible story to explain. And yes, indeed there is. The other engines have been making fun of me and saying stuff like—" "Harvey's different," said Henry. "He doesn't even look like an engine," said Thomas. "Surely the Fat Controller won't let him pull coaches," sniffed Oliver. "He's just cranky on wheels," said James. "He's not taking my mail," said Percy. Edward felt sorry for Harvey. "I could help you if you like. We'll show those engines just how useful you are. I'm Edward, by the way. And you are?" "Harvey. It says so on my side. Nice to meet you, Edward, and thank you." The two engines investigated the yard. There were trucks as far as the eye could see. "Bus mere buffers," asked Harvey. "How do I sort them out, Edward?" "It's simple. We'll shunt the trucks one by one," puffed Edward. "Thomas, Percy, and Duck made it look so easy. Watch me." Edward shunted one truck to another, then another. Soon, Edward had a long line of freight cars. "Whoa, Edward," said Harvey. "That's very clever. Let me try." "Not bad, Harvey," chuffed Edward. "Aye, this is easy," chuckled Harvey. Then the yard manager arrived. "There's a line of trucks to be collected from the Farquhar quarry. Could one of you take it?" "Harvey can take it," said Edward. "That's settled then," said the yard manager, and he walked away. "Oh dear," chuffed Harvey. "I've never pulled trains before." "Don't worry," said Edward. "I'll tell you how to do it on the way." And so, Harvey and Edward puffed to the port. When they arrived, they were surprised to see a long line of stone trucks. "Oh my," said Harvey. "I'm not strong enough to pull that many trucks. I can easily be a middle engine, but that doesn't cover all the trucks." Edward thought for a moment. He looked at Harvey, and then at his crane arm. "What do you use that for?" he asked. "Oh, usually if there's anything that needs lifting, I'm the only one for that job," puffed Harvey. "You can say I'm good at loading and unloading things." "What if you use your crane arm to do something new?" puffed Edward. "Like what?" asked Harvey. "I'm not sure about this," worried Harvey. "I've never done anything like this before." "Well, I say you have to try," said Edward. "Just this once. It might work." "If you say so, Edward," puffed Harvey. Harvey started moving. "I'm doing it! I'm doing it!" he panted. "Well done, Harvey," said Edward as Harvey disappeared out of sight. "Show the engines how special you are." When Mavis saw Harvey, she honked her horn loudly. Harvey reached the docks. "Right on time," said Cranky. "I even have enough time to load the trucks before the ship leaves." The gentlemen of the railway board were there too, and they were very impressed. Harvey set off back to the yards. Meanwhile, out on the branch line, Percy was having trouble with the trucks.
Faster we go, pull him along, don't let him slow.
"Help!" cried Percy. His driver applied the brakes. But it was too late. He went off the rails at Bulgy's bridge. Luckily, no one was hurt. Harvey was puffing past and was surprised to see Percy. "Oh, my, what a mess," he cried. "Never mind, we must fix this right away." Harvey quickly got to work. In no time, Percy was back on the tracks, and Harvey began working on the trucks. "You silly trucks," he scolded. "You could have seriously hurt someone if your carelessness." "We're sorry, Harvey," said the trucks. "We promise to behave from now on." "Good," said Harvey, but he wasn't convinced. Percy was impressed and felt bad for what he said to Harvey on his first day. "I'm sorry I was rude to you, Harvey," he said sadly. "You can take my mail whenever you want." "Thanks, Percy," said Harvey, "but I think I prefer being a crane engine for crane work." That night, Sir Topham Hatt came to see Harvey. "Well, John Harvey," he said, "the railway board were very impressed with your actions today. I must say, you couldn't have pulled off a better demonstration. The railway board has agreed to that you shall join the railway." "Oh, thank you, sir," Harvey said proudly. "But it was Edward's idea to have me pull trucks with my crane arm." "Well, then it's well done to both of you. You are both really useful engines." Edward and Harvey were delighted. "As for you," he said, pointing at the other engines, "I heard what you said to Harvey from Edward. You all know I don't tolerate bullying on my railway. Just because he's different doesn't mean he isn't useful. If this happens again, I'll put you big engines on goods trains, and you two will stay in your shed while James and Oliver will pull the mail train if this keeps up." "Yes, sir," said the engines, and Edward knew they were sticking to it. "Well done, Harvey," said Bogo. "That was amazing," oiled Mavis. "Very useful," agreed Daisy. "I hope you do well on your next goods train," said Toby. "Please, sir," puffed Bill in bed, "can Harvey pull goods trains more often?" "Of course he can, but he'll mostly be helping to clean up accidents and even working as a track maintenance engine." "You see," said Edward, "difference can be good." All the engines agreed. "Welcome to the Sodor Railway," they called. Harvey smiled happily.